Hi, this is Kiran from Embed and happy Diwali to all my viewers. And in today's video, we'll be discussing a PowerPoint presentation and how to recreate this particular flaming animation using PowerPoint presentation. So as you could see from my background, this is the animation which I am trying to recreate. So for doing this, we'll be needing some prerequisites. I have used two videos as well as two audio files for doing this particular animation. So I will be adding the details of the link where you will be able to download these videos as well as these sound effects. So from there you will be able to download it, and the technique is very similar. So once you learn this particular technique, then you will be able to give very easily videos over videos in PowerPoint presentations and create your specific animations which you have in mind, right? So we'll not waste any more time. We'll go into the computer, and from there we'll see how this particular animation can be recreated. Right. So I have already opened up a blank PowerPoint presentation, and here I do have a folder where I have these two videos as well as these two sound effects. One is fire sound and other one is flare sound. This video is basically a burning fire and this is basically a flare. So we will be incorporating all these in our presentation. So we'll go into the presentation for now. So this is my blank presentation, and I will try to insert the fire animation, the fire video initially into this thing. So for that, what I will do is I will go into the insert tab over here, and I will be going into the video option, and I will be going for this device. And I will be opening that particular folder which has these videos, and I will be opening the first video. So it is basically in this particular slide. I'll be playing it once. So it has got almost like 15 seconds, and towards the end of the video, this flame is basically reducing from this particular side. From this particular slide, the flame is ending. So it is ending something similar to this thing, right? So we need to identify at exact what point this particular flame is ending. So something like 13.60, 13 second and 60th of a second, right? So at that point of time, it's basically reduces, and by 14:20 or 14:30, it is basically ending in the background, right? So this timing we'll be requiring, we'll be noting it down, and what I will do is I'll go into the playback option, and I'll be making it. I don't have to click on this particular video to play, right? So what I will do is I'll make this start into automatically, so that this plays automatically, right? And I will go into the home option. I'll be going into the select option, and I'll be clicking on this selection panel. So I know that this is the fire video, but at the time of animations, as we are including a more number of things into this particular slide, it will be difficult for me to understand what this fire means, right? So it will be easy whenever you insert one object into your slide. It is better to rename it and save it as what it is. So I'll be naming this as fire video, so that I am clear about this particular object. Right. And for now, what I will do is I will make it is there inside the slide, but I have made it invisible. So by clicking on this particular menu, I can make things visible or invisible. So for now, what I will do is I will be making it invisible. Now what I will do is I will be writing something like Happy Diwali and from Embed. So what I will do is I will go into the insert tab. I will go into word art, and I will be selecting any of these things. So let us go for this thing, and I'll be adding something like Happy Diwali. Right. I'll be changing the font. Before going into that, what I will do is I will go for text fill, and I will say no fill, and for the outline I will go with black. Now what I will do is I'll go to the home option. I'll be changing the font. I need something like a dark black color, something like this one, or something like right. We'll go down. Yeah, something like this one. So this is exact HAPPY. It is clearly visible, right? So better we go with this thing, and I'll be increasing the font size, something like this, right? I'll be making my, because the flames are over here, right? So if I go into the topmost part, the flames will not be visible in this area. So what I will do is, for this particular animation, I will make the writings towards the end of the slide. Now I'll be changing this thing to what we can say, Happy Diwali outline. Right. Now what I will do is I will make a copy of this thing. So I can press on Control and I can make a copy. And in this thing, what I will do is I will write from before tag. But for this thing, I will be reducing the size. I will be reducing it to something like 40, but it will be good, right? So I'll be keeping it over here, right? Now what I need is, I need to cover this thing with my fire, right? Fire animation. So I can go with Happy Diwali as a whole, or I can go with Happy as one, Diwali as next. Similarly here also I can go with from as next and before tag as next. If you have time and if you have the patience, you can go independently. That is something like H you can have, then A you can have, P you can have, then you will be able to animate these things independently. So this will look much more beautiful. But for this demonstration, what I will do is, I will be splitting this thing into two, and Happy will be taken as one word, and Diwali will be taken as the next word. Similarly, from will be taken as one word, and before tag will be taken as the next word. Right. For that, again, I will be making two more copies of this thing. And in one, what I will do is I will be deleting Diwali, and in the other, what I will do is I will be deleting Happy, and I will be naming this as, this one is Happy, right? So Happy with fire. This should be Diwali with fire. Again, as the word matches, right? Diwali with fire. Right. Now what I need is, I need to cover these things with the fire, right? So all the text has to be covered with fire. So for that, what I can do is, I will be enabling my fire video, and I will be playing it. I will be playing it in such a way that I will wait till almost all the things are covered. Right? No. Yeah. This will be good, right? This area will be full. So I'll be making these things invisible, and I'll be playing it again. Yeah, this area will be good, right? So what I will do is, I will go for something like a print screen, and I'll be clicking on the next slide, and I'll be cropping this particular image. So yeah, almost this area will be good, right? So this area, I'll be selecting this area. I'll be cropping it in a rectangle shape, because I need to cover something like Happy or Diwali in this particular thing, right? So it will be good if I crop it in something like a rectangular shape. So once you do the cropping, what you can do is, you can go right click it, and you can go for the save as picture option. Then what I will do is, I will save this thing in this PPT fire animation folder. I'll be saving it as either PNG or JPEG. For this demonstration, I will go with JPEG. Once it is there, I'll be clicking on save option. Once this is done, I don't need this thing. I'll be again disabling these things. I'll be enabling all these things. And what I will do is, I'll be selecting this happy fire option, and I'll be clicking this thing, and I'll be right clicking it, and I'll be going for format shape option. And there is an option called as text option. The text fill option is there. I'll be going for the picture or texture fill. So by default, this will be the texture which will be filled into the picture. So instead, I need to insert my own picture. So I'll go into the insert. I'll be going for from a file, I'll be again going into the folder which I saved that particular picture. So I'll be going into the fire animation. There the picture is the right picture1.jpg. I'll be clicking on that. I'll be inserting it. So it will look something similar to this thing. I will repeat the step for Diwali also. This is Diwali fire. For that also I'll be doing the same steps. Once it is done, I'll be copying it on top of this thing, exactly on top of this thing. Right. Diwali also I'll be copying it exactly on to this thing. Right. Again, we'll repeat the steps for from back4text. So I'll be making 2 copies. Now I'll be adding animations to these fire-filled happy Diwali and fire-filled from back4text. So I'll go to the animation panel. I'll be going for the animation panel, and I'll be inserting very basic fade animation. For this one also, I'll be giving a fade animation. For this one also, I'll be inserting a fade animation. For this one also, I'll be inserting a fade animation. Now I want the other thing to be visible, right? That video should be visible, right? So for that, what I will do, I will again go into the home. I will go into the select option. I'll be going into the selection panel. I'll be making this video enabled. Now what I will do, I will go into the animation panel. Right. So this particular video, it is there. So I need to make this thing play automatically, right? So I'll be clicking it. I can click it something like on click, the first thing. So we'll go to the full screen option to see what is happening. Now the fire animation, it is coming. My happy Diwali, it is there. From back4text, it is also there. No issues in that. Towards the end, it is as of now not animated, right? On click only, my happy is coming, Diwali is coming, and from back4text is coming. So I want this thing to come by something like 13.66 seconds. That is where it is ending, right? And initially this has to come because the flame is ending from this side, right? What you can say, right side towards the left side, the flame is ending. So this back4text has to initially come, then this from has to come, then Diwali has to come, then happy has to come, right? So what I will do is this is again we'll be going into the home. We'll be selecting this thing. We'll be going into the selection panel, and I'll be selecting this thing. This is from fire, right? And this one is back4text fire. So that it is easy for us to animate this thing. Now again we'll go back into the animation panel and we'll click on the animation panel. Now as you could see, initially what has to come, the from fire has to, sorry, back4text fire has to come, right? So I'll be making this to the top, then from fire has to come, then Diwali fire has to come, right? And this back4text fire has to come by 13.66 or 13.7, right? So we'll be adding with the previous, but it has to have a delay of 13.56, right? 30 point something like 70, and for this thing we'll be giving something like, this has 13.70, right? So we'll be giving it 13.80, and this has to happen again with previous, but it has to happen after 13.90. Again, this also has to happen with the previous, and something like 14. Right? Now what I will do is I will go into the full screen option. The flame, it is coming. So by 13, yeah. Now this is okay. Now what I will do is I need to insert the second video after this thing, right? So what I will do is I will again go into the home option. I'll be selecting this thing. I'll be giving the selection panel, and I'll be going into the insert option. I'll be again going for the video from this device, and this flare I will be inserting it. I'll be sending it back. Right, I'll be sending it back, and this has to come after. Again, I'll be going into the animation, right? So I'll be clicking on the animation panel, and as of now the flyer is at the end, but my initial video has to disappear. Then only this will be visible, right? Because as of now my fire video is still there in the slide, so it has to disappear, right? Initially it has to disappear. So what I will do is I will be adding an animation. I will be giving the disappear animation for this thing, and I'll be making it after this thing, right? It has to happen with the previous, and after that with the previous this has to start. Right, now what I will do, I will go into the full screen option, and I will be clicking the animation. So this has started, and by 13th second this will stop. Yeah, now this has started, and this will continue. This has to continue till the end, right? So what I will do is I'll be right clicking it, I'll be going into the timing option, and I'll be making it in such a way that it is repeated until the end of the slide. So I'll be clicking on OK. Right, now what I will do is, now the animation part, it is over. Now we need to insert our sound, right? So I'll be stopping it over here, and I'll go into the home option. Sorry, I'll be going into the insert option. I'll be looking for the audio. Again, from my PC, initially we'll be inserting the fire sound. So we'll be inserting fire sound. So the fire sound has to happen. Again, it has to happen with this video, right? So it has to happen. Again, I will be going into the animations, and I will be giving with previous. It has to start with the previous. But initially we don't have the fire, right? Whenever I am playing this video, sorry, yeah, it basically happens only after something like 160, 170. Yeah, from 170 only it is starting, or at least 160. This is 163, right? From 160 it is starting. So this sound has to come only from 1/60th of the second, right? So with the previous this will be starting, but it will be delayed for something like 160 seconds. Right. So the sound will only come after 1/60th of the second. Right. I'll be zooming it out, and I'll be keeping this thing outside. So the sound will come, and it has to exactly stop at something like 13 second or 14 second, because this is the place which we are ending it, right? So this has to stop at exactly 14 seconds. So for that, what we'll do is we'll go into the playback option, and we do have an option to trim the audio, right? So I'll be going into the trim the audio. So out of this 14, 1.6 seconds has already been reduced at the beginning, right? So 14 minus 1.62 seconds will be something like 13, 12, 12.5. So we'll be giving roughly it as 12.5. So 12.50. So we'll be trimming it at 12.50, and I'll be clicking on OK, right? So this will look exactly at 12.5. This will be 12.5 plus 1.6. So something on or around 14. This will be stopping. Now what I need is, with this flyer, we need to insert one more audio, right? So for that, what I will do is I'll go into the insert option. Again, I will go into the audio, and audio from my PC. I will be inserting the flyer sound. So once it is inserted, again I'll be placing it over here. And this has to happen. Again, I'll go to the animation, and in the animation panel, this has to happen with this flyer video, right? So again, with previous, and this has to happen automatically, right? So it is already created as automatically. So this has to repeat until the end of the slides, right? So again, I will go into the timing option. I'll be repeating, and I'll be clicking it until the end of the slide, and I'll be clicking on OK. Once this is done, I'll be stopping it, and I'll be going in the full screen option. So the animation starts, the sound, it is there, and by 13 seconds this will stop, and my happy Diwali from that Kotak will be visible. and the screen basically starts, and it repeats until the end of the slide, right? So this is how this particular animation can be done. I hope this information is useful. Please try out these types of animations inside your presentations, right? I hope we have learned something new today. Bye bye for now. See you with something new next time.